Welcome back, everyone. It's Monday.
Woo!
That means
Hello.
it's Echoes time. And I'm so excited to be back. Thanks all for joining us. We're waiting just one moment for Tin Man to show up here. How's everyone doing today? We've got a few
Good.
Doing
minute or
great.
two here. Mark, you're looking
Good.
refreshing as always. The adventure's high here, and while we got a minute, I want to take a second to thank everyone viewing and everyone on the stream partaking, showing up, and bringing these characters to life. Mark, Alex, Dayton, uh, uh, Marina, Josh, all of them. Every week we come together and bring this show together, and it's really all for you guys. So thank you all for showing up. We got a great show tonight. We got some great projects coming out. You can watch me live on the stream almost daily. I'm trying to put together a nice little gaming schedule here with the rest of the club. So please stay tuned for tons and tons more great content to come. Yeah, we've got a great show tonight. Mark, what do you
Yeah, and just as a little heads up here, tonight we are down a Marina and a Josh. Marina's got some life stuff going on. She's doing fine, but she's got a lot going on, so she isn't able to sit down with us tonight, and that's okay. That's just sort of how D&D works. You're not always going to have your full party. If we're lucky, Dayton will be joining us shortly. But the intention is to play with us for tonight. We've got a little bit of some Velen backstory coming in, so that might benefit.
All day about that too. I didn't really think about it. I got home a little early from work today, and I started thinking about the stream, and I was like, "Oh boy!" And I was feeling it. But I'm excited. I'm ready. It's been a few episodes since I've been able to do much Velen, so I'm excited.
You are cutting out a little bit there.
I was going to say, is Mark, is he cutting out for you?
Sorry.
Yeah.
I got to get a little closer here. Yeah, I'm excited. I was a little nervous. I got home from work a little bit early today.
No,
You're
it's
still cutting out.
What? I think it's
like
the fan.
it literally just sounds like you mute yourself.
Yeah.
I got to turn off the fan. Is that better?
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, that stinks. It's going to get hot in here. It's going to be a sweaty Velen tonight, guys. No,
I know the
I
feeling.
was thinking about tonight's episode. I got off work a little bit early, and I was legitimately nervous. And I don't get too nervous for episodes, but I read that it's going to be heavy Velen, and I'm like, oh boy. It's been a few episodes since I've really revealed too much about Velen. In fact, probably the biggest story drops we've had been on Instagram. So go back and check those out if you want to know some of the backstory for tonight.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure, Matt, you're dropping some big Velen info on Insta as well. So
yeah, check all the posts out. I've posted 9 books from Valen's personal collection from his past and his history of what he's went through.
And it's sort of yeah, go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, they're a bit of a diary. There's got his personal notes in there, and we'll kind of chart exactly, not exactly, but some history of how he got to the Spelljammer Academy.
And it also gives some really interesting insight to like the current Zurich, like the way we've flavored Zurich scenes in this campaign.
Yes, absolutely.
So while we wait for Dayton, we may as well just sort of get started. I'll do our recap. That usually takes about 10 minutes ish. So that'll give Dayton some time to join us.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and skip introductions tonight. We kind of talked about who's here and who isn't. Marina, Josh, we love you. Hope you're doing well. Well, we know you're doing well. Yeah, we'll see you next time you're at the table. But anyway, so previously on Echo of the Astral Sea, we opened our session with Velen and Nico, fun coincidence, overhearing a communique sent to Nico. It turned out to be a recording device that Orvis, Nico's presumed father, used to record a message for Nico the night before they left Orvis's old shop, leading to Orvis's untimely demise. Nico seems generally unbothered by this, explaining that it's been over 5 years since he lost Orvis, and so some of the wounds have healed. Orvis explains in the message that he does not expect to live through the following day, and that there has been a concerted effort to cut him off from his contacts, friends, and clientele. He mentions a concern for Nico's stability, before Liner arrives to pick up a package. A purple paper box, which he hands off and comments that whatever it is, the dove may accidentally siphon it dry. Quoting Orvis, "Enjoy the moments you have, for they are short by an unfair margin and carry with them a date of expiration." Orvis also drops that Calcitrix of Fapple Brand Industries, is Orvis's brother, making Nico and Tin Man a sort of cousins. Tin Man takes a moment to listen as well once he returns, and despite some skepticism, believes that Orvis meant what he said when he said Nico might be the only help the belt had. He turns Valen back to the task at hand, finding Topola, which they decide to work on in the morning. Wow. Give me a second. Let me get a drink of water. Mm-hmm. Nico searches his memories for Topola, but only remembers what he's heard. She can be grumpy, and she's a bit of a recluse. And that he might have heard of her from Canadex, of all places. As the party winds down, Jade ensures that she has eyes and ears on the group, while Valen breaks out his writing utensils and begins another report, detailing where he is and what's happening, and ending it with, "I'm done trying to save my name. You won't let me. See you in the stars." And then fights his anxieties of what he's sent. Nico sets down and transcribes Orvis's message and sends it to Bladar. Before she settles in, Jade has a conversation with her carrier on. Jade requests that this individual keep watch on the party overnight and suggests that they have a discussion in the morning. There is an unease as Jade recognizes that the Queen perhaps was too willing to help, too eager to assist, as if glad to take in hand a readily given wedge to leverage later, but also a jolt of jealousy as it becomes clear Jade might be willing to place some trust into these individuals. Welcome in, Dayton. Go ahead and just find yourself in Video Ninja and what have you. I'm going to continue with the recap. Valen wakes up early and sets to cleaning up Nico's shop, eventually recruiting Tin Man to the effort and pulling him into conversation about what they oversaw with Nico's message. He puts forth his concerns that the Xerixians might have something to say on this Saviors of the Belt deal. They set the matter aside with the intention of keeping Nico safe and getting out of the Rocket Brawl in short order. Jade drops in and has a few things to comment on in regards to the survival instincts of the group, and how they aren't exactly the most overwhelmingly stealthy. Valen gets a little jealous that the rest of the party had some evening rendezvous and makes it his mission to find some clandestine event or create or involve himself in one during the upcoming evenings. Tin Man suggests that perhaps they could use Jade's talents to track down Topola, though unfortunately Jade doesn't have much knowledge on the individual aside from the fact that she's a fan of birds, a big fan. Tin Man offers Jade a seat during their exodus on the ship as they leave, who mentions that she has an appointment that must be handled discreetly, and in return for her help, they won't ask questions about where she was. The exchange being, she will join you, but any sort of thing she takes on when she returns, no questions. She further states that she'd be glad to join them so long as they prove trustworthy, and drawing a line in the proverbial sand that they not disappoint or betray her. Tin Man and Valen had for her...
Disappoint's a pretty big word.
Yes. Tin Man and Valen head for Almander's star charts while Jade and Nico head to the Cannon Master to procure explosives. Jade reaches out to some of her contacts while hanging back and meets with a plucky redhead who identifies herself as the scout that Sable sent, confirmed by a pair of pewter earrings in the shape of small snub-nosed pistols, a derringer. She slips Jade a piece of paper about their new ship, as Jade had requested, before disappearing into the crowd, though not without Tin Man noticing their conversation. Taking a moment to get out of sight, Jade slips into an alleyway to read her paper. The paper reads, "An old schooner, got nothing except a name, the Ela Turn. Looks like it's seen better days, but is missing a jammer. I've had an agent sweep it, and someone has been moving in supplies. They haven't seen anything dangerous or suspicious. It's not like Yarrow to give away a spindle without a hefty amount of thread still attached. We've also detected one of your team out and speaking with fences. They are quite adept, and you do well to keep your eyes on that Thry-Kreen. Jade approaches Nico asking about Arnott's shop, prompting some questions from Nico about the nature of their visit, while Valen attempts to schmooze a date. It doesn't go quite so well, but he finds Dagotara, a half-orc cleric who was more than interested in speaking with Valen in the future. Tin Man and Valen find Elmander's star charts, entering and speaking with Sharkier, a birdfolk who laments that today was supposed to be a slow day. She meets with the two of them and fields their questions, taking several minutes to search through their book registry and finding nothing of the names Valen gave her. Tin Man asks about Topola, to which Sharkier admits that she's typically prompt when she visits the Brawl, stops by Brawl regularly to purchase bird food, and she keeps a very strict schedule. She was expected on the next day, but with merger day, she assumes Topola will likely attempt to avoid the crowd and visit the day after. Though Sharkier also mentions that there has been some odd storm following Topola. When asked about Topola's location, Sharkier calls down Gratis, the current keeper of the store. Gratis is what's referred to as a starkin, a unique group of sentients who spring to life in the Astral Sea when thoughts coalesce and find sentience. Most are named after their very first memory. Gratis forms all of the constellation. Give me a sec.
It's all good. It's all good.
Gratis forms of all of the constellation lights on the ceiling and drops down as a brightly shining sphere, eventually popping out their limbs and dropping to the ground as a small humanoid made of light. Gratis excitedly greets the two and extracts Topola's last known location, leaving it on the counter before returning to exploring the constellations on the ceiling. Sharky and Tin Man speak on Tin Man's debt to the shop as he's used their services before, closing his tab by exchanging some of his own star charts, only to have it open again a moment later when Valen finds a book on lunar elf culture that he is determined to have. Sharkier grabs it for him and notes a singular name written on the inside cover. Orion, she reads. Not long after, they depart back into town. Nico and Jade stop in to speak with Arnott, who confirms Nico's assumption that the only reason to speak to Arnott is for firearms or explosives. Jade explains that the type of damage she's seeking to do, to which Arnott suggests they use sonic munitions. Nico finds himself distracted by some of Arnott's designs, but ends up working on the trigger design that will allow Jade to be well away when they set off her bomb. In those moments, Arnott states that she'll put the fast track on the order and leave the dead drop for Jade, so long as they can get her out of Brawl, and so long as Sable sends her an assistant to help her pack her things. Nico and Jade suggest that Arnott join them, as they have a safe and secure way to leave Brawl, and to have someone of her skills along the way would be invaluable. Between the two of them, they manage to persuade Arnott to join the crew, and sends them off, telling them that the next time they meet, they will be departing the Rock of Brawl. We pick back up from our previous session as all four of our characters depart their individual shops. Nico and Jade, you step out of the Cannon Master Arnott's, the lever in action, and Jade immediately sort of hangs back. I'm sorry, dear, but I have some business to be about. Carry on without me. I will find you this evening.
Okay. And yeah, Nico just kind of undulate his way away.
And you don't even see as Jade disappears into the crowd to go about her business. Where are you heading, Nico? What is your plan from here?
So Nico's gonna head back, start walking back towards this shop, and just kind of stop and go, wait, where was I supposed to meet everybody? Huh? And then start walking back towards the shop again.
Nico's
right.
about to go on his own adventure.
Nico's day out. All right. Then, so you're just heading back to the shop, correct?
Yeah, well, I mean, refresh my memory. What was when Jade and I went to the shop? Where were you guys headed? Because I know we left my shop at the same time.
They were headed for Elmander's star charts.
Okay. Would Nico know? Nico would know where that is, correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I'll probably, start walking towards my shop, and then, like, again, just that absent-minded. That's right, and then head to the.
All right, so you're going to head towards Elmander's.
Yeah.
dating with the mime down there.
Yeah.
All right, so you're going to head towards Elmander's. So, Tin Man and Valen, you finish your dealings at Elmander's. What would you like to do from here?
I'm gonna hold the book kind of close and then kind of put it in my breast pocket and kind of look down at Tin Man and where to there, big guy?
Timothy.
Yeah, where to there, Timothy?
Tin Man's fine, thank you.
Is it?
Just gonna stare like deadpan at him for a minute.
It is Tin Man.
Well, between you and me, I'd think now'd be a good time for a little bit of sightseeing. How about you?
I could see a little bit of brawl while we're here. Who knows what tomorrow brings? Murder day.
Yeah, that's actually the whole point there. Things are about to get real busy here come tomorrow, and I thought maybe we'd make our way uptown and kind of scope out the other half, as it were, see what that bridge looks like, and get a feeling for just how busy it might get tomorrow.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. And if we get any crowds, don't be offended if I just say you're like my patrol bot.
I think we did that once, and it very much confused Skyrock. But all right, I'll keep that in mind.
The crowds, they love me.
I'll try and keep them off you.
Thanks. And I'm gonna kind of like look up and look down at him and be like, "Nah, you wouldn't want to race." And kind of let him take lead.
All right, I'm gonna make us make our way up to Uptown and see if we can get a feel for what pre-merger day construction and events are going on up that way, and see if Tin Man can get a feel for just where the actual presentation is going to happen.
All right. All right, Nico, I would like you to make a quick perception check as you are keeping an eye out for the other two.
Sure. Can I make it an investigation?
Since you're only ambivalently keeping an eye out, no. You're not actively looking for them. You know where to go, but you're not like, where are they?
Oh,
I mean,
how about a 19?
A 19's pretty dang good. As you're walking, you actually spot Jade at one point, but only for the briefest of moments. And you're a little surprised that you managed to pick her out of a crowd. She seems similarly surprised. And by the time you wave, she's already gone. So you start heading towards Elmander's, and this moves you into the market district. And while Tin Man and Valen are sort of attempting to get their bearings and figure out where to go, you do notice them just off sort of the main square, sort of looking in different directions and figuring out the direction they're going.
Well, bond up. Hey, where are you guys headed now?
Actually,
Well,
I was hoping maybe you could point us in the right direction here. You're the local here. Me and Tin Man want to see the sights and scenes of Merger Day.
Yeah, good happenstance. You popped right up real fast. Didn't y'all make y'all way out to Arnott's?
Oh yeah. We got some fun things, and uptown. Oh yes, let's go.
Well, hold up just a minute. Where'd our lady friend go? She
Oh, she said she's got some business to attend to. She was over there, now she's not. But anyway, she'll catch up. Let's go.
I'm starting
And
to
I'll just start
Right.
question the no question clause.
yeah. Right.
There's always questions.
All right then, boys. It's just us, I guess. Mr. Nico, lead the way for me.
Nico's already like 10 feet ahead of you guys.
And Nico does know his way. He's lived here for the past 5 years. This is, for all intents and purposes, his newest home. And he knows exactly where to go. As you sort of break out of the market district, you get into the wealthier part of town where the houses are larger. They've got more room around them, yards, gardens, the like. It's not everything crushed together to be as absolutely efficient to get as many bodies into one space as possible. As you continue moving,
They have money.
yes, that becomes exceptionally more apparent as you continue forward. More and more area is taken up by individual homes, up to and including mansions. You walk past only a few mansions that take up so much room as you take the main road up to the bridge that this coronation or this celebration is going to be taking part on. From what you can see, there's already quite a bit of security out here, just sort of patrols going up and down the road. There's a couple of look like wealthier plantation houses out here, ones that are like 3, 4, 5 stories high, with a lot of open space around them. Tin Man, that particularly draws your eye. Most of them have very clear lines of sight to the bridge. As you get closer to the bridge, however, it becomes more and more difficult to progress forward as security continues to tighten. From what you can see, you're still about 300 yards from even the end of the bridge, so you're right about here. If you see, I think it's shift and click, yeah. Right by these couple of houses here, that's the closest you can get at the moment. These 2 houses off to the side look to be owned by some sort of city official. And one of them seems to have just up the road a little bit, I'm trying to think of the word, a toll booth, basically, to let people come and go across the bridge.
Guardhouse kind of deal.
Yeah, guardhouse. And on the bridge itself, you can see that there seems to be, they're setting up scaffolding of some sort, like a set of seats that you'd see in a gymnasium, which I'm blanking on the name for right now.
Grandstands, like
stands. Yeah,
stands.
stands, basically. They're setting up a bunch of those that it looks like there's going to be people standing on, as well as a little elevated platform and a podium that you get the feeling that Prince Andrew will be speaking at.
Now, don't be amazed here, guys. These puny little houses are literally apartments back in the Xerxian Navy. I'm actually surprised they're calling this thing a parade.
You're breaking up a little, man.
Don't be surprised, guys. These homes aren't actually that impressive, okay?
Still breaking up.
Really? What is going on here? Can you hear me?
Your voice is just too good for your mic.
Oh, that stinks. Hey, guys, don't be too impressed by these homes. They're not that big. And in fact, I don't even think they could do an actual Xerxian parade in this small area here.
That does sound a lot better.
Okay, sorry.
You're good.
Really now? Just Tin Man's kind of looking back and forth and getting a feel for all the, lines of sight.
I don't even.
You don't say.
I don't think if you could march a 2,000-man army down this parade deck here. This is absolutely ludicrous to think this is a parade of sorts.
Mark, how far are we from the bridge?
About 900 feet.
Okay.
And I'm kind of just looking around and honestly trying to take it all in. I'm looking to find a place to have a good time during merger day before we get out of here because I really just want to get out of here and kind of, get to it,
Mm,
Yeah.
little antsy.
Yeah.
Do I pick up on this? Looking at Velen.
Are you wearing it on your sleeve, Valen?
Yeah, I'm kind of checking out the digs, looking for a place that we could watch Merger Day. To Valen, it's just an event that has to happen before he can leave. So
Ye-
just looking for a place to kick up, watch the song, the dance, this tiny parade they say they got going on, and really just harshly judge it from afar.
Gonna kind of nudge Valen in the kneecap a bit. Now you see, the trick to these kinds of events, you want to get yourself a nice, good view, but you also want a nice, easy exit. You ever been in after a parade or fireworks show, and then you try and leave afterwards,
Yeah.
and ain't nothing but bumper to bumper all the way out? Best thing to do is kind of get ourselves an exit strategy going, so that when all it's said and done, and people are making their way back, all the Braca Brawl is going to be out here. We're going to want an easy way back.
Yeah, that sounds good. I don't disagree. We actually have exit numbers to leave events. You guys don't do that. You just sit to your numbers called, then you're allowed to leave.
No, I don't think they do that out here, do they, Nico?
Huh? Nico is 100% investigating a way to get past the cordon closer to the bridge.
I don't.
Go ahead and
think
roll investigation.
He is too worried about a parade here.
We'll come
11.
back to it. Yeah.
He just wants to be able to get the full view. I don't blame him. But Valen, let's go find ourselves a spot where we think we'll be nice and comfortable tomorrow, shall we?
Yeah, sounds like a good idea. Hey, Tin.
Oh, sorry. No, what are we moving?
Yeah, follow us there.
All right. Yeah.
And
All right. Like I said, there's a few houses nearest the bridge. They are larger houses that seem to be held by city officials. As such, they come naturally with a police presence, a guard force. You can see up to the east a little bit, there is a more secluded area that it looks to be a singular household that's taking up almost an entire city block's worth of size, real estate. And you can see that it has a very nice large a barn or a warehouse of some sort that sits about 4 stories high that also has windows in the loft. That as you're sort of scouting out for ideal locations, Tin Man. Aside from that, there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of solid sight lines for you that get you that good of a look at the bridge. Nico, with an 11 in your investigation, you've seen the way that the guards here treat people that break the rules, and it is harsh and brutal. And you get the feeling that if you were to set them off at this point, Jade would not have your trigger come this evening or tomorrow morning. So
Okay.
you think better of trying to push too much too quickly. And you find it difficult to find a way to penetrate the level of security.
Yeah. So on this, essentially, Nico was expecting to use certain magics that would have a shorter range, and is now starting to okay, we need more range on this. So kind of rethinking, and in fact, actually, he probably will take part of the device out and start repositioning the runes, and
Are
just
you
trying to rewrite.
Are you actively doing this while you're looking at the bridge?
building a bomb at this site.
No, actually, not when we're looking at the bridge, but like when we start walking towards where Valen and Tin Man want to go.
Okay. Valen, what's your passive perception?
That is a 14.
Okay. Never mind. So which direction are you guys headed? Where specifically are you going?
Go on, Tin Man. Sell me on the barn. On watching a parade from the barn.
I imagine not a lot of people would make their way that way. We'd have all that space to ourselves.
That's not a bad idea at all. It's a bit far though.
I think we should be good. I got a couple spy glasses.
Quick exit,
Get a
right?
nice look at there. Exactly.
No exit
exactly.
numbers here. I like your style. We want to get ahead of the exit, you know.
Besides, I just want to see what their planning is. Probably do a parade, maybe a few fireworks. Honestly, whatever speech the man gave is probably gonna be boring. It's not.
Let's go take a look. And we'll make our way up to the barn or the household with the barn.
Mm-hmm. As you're walking, Tin Man, your passive perception, I believe, is 18, correct?
Let me confirm.
I remember it being very, very high.
16.
16. I mean, that's still pretty high. As you're walking, Tin Man, you're sort of keeping your eyes out for specific details. And so having this sort of mentality preloaded, you notice an odd shimmering in the sky far, far above Brawl.
Okay.
It, as you watch it for a moment, it sort of takes on the shape of something vaguely bird-like, of avian. But it doesn't move, it doesn't flap its wings, it's very static. And it's almost like as you look directly at it, it disappears. And then when you look away, you can see it out of the edge of your vision again.
Okay. I'm gonna lean over to Valen. You see that? Am I imagining that? What is that up there?
And I'm gonna say the thing. What do my elven eyes see?
I'll make a perception check for me, please. I'll give you advantage.
Perception.
Because Tin Man specifically pointing it out, you get advantage.
Thank God. Dang. 12 and 11.
With Tin Man pointing it out, you watch for a moment and you can't seem to see it as you stare directly at it. And then as you're going to look back at Tin Man, like, nah, there's nothing. And then you realize, and then you feel the blood in your body go cold as you realize that is a Xerixian star moth.
Oh, God. We're in trouble, guys. That, I believe, is a welcoming party of the Xerixian Navy. I believe it's a Star Moth class ship.
Why would they be out here?
Well, whatever it is, it's not good. I can tell you that much.
Are they here for you?
No. They probably don't even know me, honestly. But no.
Inside check.
Go ahead.
I mean, to be honest, yeah, because this is what the second day I've known Valent. Oh, that's a 6. Yeah, no, I'm okay. Yeah, they're not here for you.
Yeah, whatever they're here for, it ain't good. We need to take a look at that ship ASAP, or at least not look at it. We got to know our route to the ship. A good exfil strategy, because when that thing gets closer, I'm gonna look kind of like off to the side. It ain't gonna be a party we want to be here for.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and scope out here just a second. If you two want to go ahead and start plotting us a path back towards the docks from here, I'll catch back up in a little bit.
I think that'd be a great idea. And I wouldn't tell too many people this. I don't want to cause a panic if they don't know already.
No. Don't even worry about it. Ain't no one listening to me anyways.
Nico, let's go check out that bridge one more time.
Okay.
All right, so Nico and Valen, you head back towards the bridge. Tin Man, you're continuing to head towards that barn, correct?
Yes.
All right. So, Nico Valen, what specifically is your intention? What are you doing here?
Um. Well, now that I see the ship, I'm a lot more worried about the size of the venue, and instead of looking for a place to watch and view it, I'm looking for like where potential conflict might arise, where bottlenecks might be, where guards are at, and just on high alert now. Instead of looking for the crowd to fill the void, I'm actively looking at defenses and how to uh, bring the crowd to their knees if need be, whatever small crowds in our way.
Hmm. So, as you look around, there's a couple of obvious spots that would cause a given bottleneck should a panic and a or a riot ensue. Specifically, you've got the one that is the natural. It comes down from the bridge. I'm circling it on the map as well.
Yep.
Um, where it diverges into the two main roads of the settlement, and then this one right here as you get into the town itself. It seems that the outer run here that goes down to the southeast is the most open, as it's got the more routes that lead to it. But also, it's the furthest out of the way, so you get the feeling that it is least likely to be used in an emergency. That said, it could cost valuable time to go that direction, as it sort of deposits you the furthest from the docks.
And could you remind me about where our dock is? Is it down on the south side here? Okay.
Correct. You are right about here.
Okay. So we got quite some distance to travel if we need to. Is there any horses or carts? Any parade animals coming and getting ready?
There seem to be plenty of beasts of burden, mules,
Yeah.
horses, the like. There seems to be plenty of those hauling lumber and metal supports here and there, trying to get all of this set up. They seem to be part of the construction crew that's getting this all together. Besides that, you can see that there seems to be a large swath of construction materials just sort of set out into one of these fields that is sitting there doing nothing. And for the reason of that, you're not entirely sure, but it just seems to be sitting there.
I'm gonna point out the horses to Nico and ask him about his riding experience on this rock. You ever ride there?
What? You can ride them? What?
Oh boy. And then in my head, villain's like, okay, horses is like Plan C, and I'm gonna look for footpaths and ways around the bottlenecks if need be. Then
Looking at the building supplies, would it be possible to make a makeshift cart or vehicle of sorts?
There's enough lumber there, but you don't see anything in particular that you could make easy wheels out of, save for what carts might already be there.
Fair.
And
most of which are already laden with other materials.
how can I get a check on how much alcohol they're bringing in for this party? Like, does it look like it's going to be that type of party, or more of a parade, do the show and leave, or is this going to be like an all night event? How does the Rock a Brawl get down?
From looking at how things have played out up until this point, and what you've heard about what Merger's Day what's gonna happen during Merger Day, you get the feeling that celebrations have already been happening for the entirety of the week. So there's not necessarily going to be a singular party. Everybody's already partying.
All right.
This just seems to be a sort of formality and a very sort of a pompous way to say, hey, this is what's happening.
Okay.
Performative. It's performative.
All right, yeah. Ceremonial.
So, yeah, ceremonial.
And I'll take kind of note of that and realize when the show happens, it's going to be kind of quick, fast, and done.
As you begin searching for, actually, really quick, Tin Man,
Ooh.
you are heading towards the east to look at that barn. As you get closer, you can see that it seems to be a singular estate. There seems to be some farmland just across the road here that you can see several laborers moving across the road with carts and such, working those fields. You get the feeling that whoever owns this plot also owns that field. Considering the way agriculture works here in the Rock of Brawl, there are almost no fields on this side. All the fields and agriculture happens on the underside of Brawl. This is very, very, very much a way for someone to show off their wealth. You can see that the area is ringed with trees, sort of in a natural privacy fence. But the top of this warehouse, this barn, sits much higher than those trees at current. You can see that there are a few ladders that lead up to the upper levels, and otherwise it doesn't seem to be particularly heavily occupied at the moment.
What kind of working hands do they have?
It looks to be a mix of all types. As you're well aware, indentured servitude is very much a common thing out here, especially in the wealthy circles. Everybody seems to be wearing functional clothing, nothing particularly fancy. If you look at their tools, they are of a modest make, very much someone probably bought them on the cheap and then made them use them. But aside from that, they look like honest folk doing their work.
Okay. I am going to do what Tin Man does and kind of blend in. As far as anyone's concerned, I'm just an automaton. I'm going to kind of stealth my way in and kind of help work for a little bit and see if I can pick up any details specifically about tomorrow, how the folks here, how the owners maybe plan to handle tomorrow, how they intend to handle the crowds, just anything I can pick up on that's going to give me an idea of what is this place going to look like during merger day.
Okay, so make a stealth check and then an investigation check for me, please.
14.
Mm-hmm.
Oof, 2.
You manage to blend in fine enough, but you find that most of the workers here, the people doing the work, are a little more interested in giving you something to do.
They get to work.
As they realize, oh, like I may be paid to work here, but you're not paid at all. You're on a lower rung than me. Why don't you grab that shovel? Why don't you go get somebody a drink? Why don't you go do this? And as such, you don't really manage to gather much information in that way. But you can see that it seems to be bare bones shifts here right now. There's probably all of 15 people working. The house itself, nobody's going up to the main house. Everything is happening out in the utility closets and the barns and stuff like that. As from what you heard about Merger Day, most people are just sort of like, we can't wait till it's done.
I trust that Valen and Nico are probably going to take their time, find themselves a convenient way back. Whatever's going on with that star moth, it seems like it's got Valen spooked. So I trust that Valen is going to be a little more fastidious with figuring out what our next move is going to be. So I don't feel rushed. I'm going to take my time. I'm going to hang out a little longer, see if I can pick up on anything while slowly kind of taking on chores that are slowly working me closer and closer towards the barn there.
Okay. I'm gonna have you make 2 athletics checks and an acrobatics check. Valen and Nico.
Yes.
I want to see Dayton's rolls really quick. So a 17, a 3 for your athletics, and then a natural 20 for your acrobatics. All right. So we will come back to that in just a moment. Valen and Nico, as you are tracing your way back to the docks, trying to find a convenient but also an expeditious method of getting out of here as quickly as possible, after whatever might happen, you find that it seems easiest to start cutting through neighborhoods and across fields, as pretty much nobody here does that.
They respect the property too much and too scared.
Quite likely.
Go to jail for
that. no jaywalking. So you realize that while nobody does this, there's plenty of room to slip between buildings and stuff to get where you need to go. The city itself is a bit of a natural maze, as most cities are, but it's not typically difficult if you pick a direction and go. You get the feeling that if you were moving quickly and you knew your route, it would probably take you about 15 minutes to get from one end of Brawl to the other, moving quickly.
Nico, we might need a distraction to get out of here. What are your thoughts on making something go boom if we need it? Yeah, buddy. And,
I don't think you'll have to worry about that.
And what do you mean?
Oh, nothing.
No. What do you mean I'm gonna have to worry about that?
What? Come on. Why do you think we would have gone to Arnaud's shop? There's apparently something's going. There's going to be some bombs. There's going to be some explosion.
Where are these bombs? And in our exfil strategy, this should be discussed and spoken about.
I love how it took minimal effort for Nico to break.
What bombs, Nico?
I don't know. Some bombs. Jade bought them, okay? Wasn't me.
Jade bought bombs and disappeared, and you didn't want to let us know? We have to speak to her immediately about this no questions thing. I have a lot of questions about it.
There's a point where too many questions must be asked.
And I'm going to kind of look back up at the ship and look back down at him and look back up at the ship and back at Nico, and like, we're still going to need a distraction.
I think
where are these bombs at?
Oh, that's a good question.
Can we get them?
Is that a trick question? Because yes, we could get them, but do I know where they are? No.
Could we get them before Jade gets them?
I mean, theoretically, if we knew, but I don't know. You'd have to go ask Arnaud or what?
There's no time for that.
Jade. Yeah, well.
And I'm gonna ponder about it and like what it means. The fact that 2 of the crew were buying bombs and didn't bring it up, and realize it's good that he isn't writing any more reports, and he's just gonna kind of brush it off and get back to planning. And
I mean, to be fair, Valen, what are you so amped up about? What there's
that
like if I wasn't, see, you're worried about the bombs, but see, on my side, it's like, what are you planning to do? Like, why do you need to run away quickly?
And I'm gonna like put my arm around his shoulder, like little brother style, and like point up to the sky. And Mark, if you could explain what type of ship that I'm pointing to, so I can detail exactly uh, what I'm afraid of.
I would be delighted. So, a Star Moth is the basic use fast infantry of the Xerixian Navy. This is their standard ship use that they use in almost all ways. I have a picture here. Let me bring it up. But basically, they look very much like a moth of sorts with a slim, sort of a torso center and wide outspread crystalline wings. Let me see if I could find the picture that I got here.
And kind of while I'm explaining to him and where exactly we are in Toral space, I'm telling him why it's so strange to see it out here. They don't come out here for for no reason. They're not here to celebrate Merger Day. They don't care about Brawl. And the fact that I can see them on the horizon is very nerve-wracking.
Okay, hold up. So you say they don't want Merger Day to happen.
No, I'm sure they don't care about Merger Day. Whatever their means, why they're here, it's not to celebrate Merger Day.
Okay,
so
so if it's...
fortunately, my handout's not working, but I will post it in Discord.
Oh no, you're good, you're good.
And
But-
I'll kind of explain tactics of the Xerxian Navy and how they use their shock troops as a way of command and control. It's a lot of shock and awe, and that when that thing lands, we're gonna find out that why that parade deck's too small for a Xerxian parade. And kind of tell them like that, but also like,
well, I mean,
moving on, like if I can't make this apparent enough that that's not a good sign, I can't
well, wait.
make
If
them
you're so
understand.
worried about it, why don't we get them on the bridge?
You have gone absolutely crazy. You would invite the wrath of Xerexian Navy to tail us forever to the ends of the universe, every corner. You would never be safe.
I mean, to be fair, they're here now, and I'm still not convinced they're not here.
I am more than convinced no one knows my name on that ship. And if they do, they're not allowed to speak it or give it breath.
It's as you say this, a voice pipes up from behind. Valen, is that you?
And do I recognize the voice?
It is most unfortunate that you've met me today. You do. You met this particular individual some time ago when you were escaping or departing from a particular mission that involved Czar of all people. He was at the time the captain of a small remote base, a Candaeus sunburst. You have a tumultuous history with this individual.
Oh boy.
You went to academy together, though you both ran in very different circles. He had a bit of a more, we'll say, a more wealthy upbringing, and was among one of the more well-considered amongst your ranks. He was one of those that you kind of assumed had a future in the brass, as it were. As you turn to look at him, he's not wearing a uniform.
What's
Go
his
ahead.
name?
Candaeus Starburst.
And as I look at Nico and I can hear his voice, I'm gonna be like, but there is one person that will never forget my name. And I'm going to turn around and be like, Candaeus, good to see you.
I wish I could say the same, Valen. Last I heard, you were pushing your shame out into the Astral Sea.
we all know what I did with my shame. I did it plenty of times over for everyone to see. And
Hmm.
I am surprised to see you here, of all places, this deep.
You see that he seems to be wearing a pair of tinted glasses, not quite unlike your own, hiding the shining gold iris of his eyes. And he's wearing his what is typically long golden locks up in some sort of a newsboy cap, and he's got suspenders on. He's very much trying to blend in to the locals.
And your uniform? I don't think this
Mm.
is standard issue, is it there?
No, but I'm also not on the clock, though I can clock in at any moment.
I would appreciate a 15-minute head start if you could, please.
Oh, I'd actually like to speak first. In fact, I've got some errands to do today that I very much like your assistance with.
And what?
Yes. You see, you've always sort of put yourself forward as a bit of a blunt instrument, and blunt instruments can be useful.
That ship up on the horizon that's yours?
No. No, though you might be surprised to know that is, belongs to Prince Zeleth himself.
Oh. And is he making an appearance at Merger Day?
Now, I'm on unofficial business. That would require me to clock in to tell you.
So there's a chance that I might get out of here then.
Play your cards right. I'll consider it.
I actually am looking for work. It's funny you ask. I'm going to be in town for a week or two and would love to help you while I'm here.
All right. Yes, I hit.
From one astral elf to another.
Don't lump us together, villain. We're very different.
That we are.
One of us knows his place.
That we do.
Let us be about it. Busy day. And you can bring your glob of a friend with you.
That glob is a really good friend of mine. Take that back.
He turns and starts walking. Follow along, little one.
I think he's talking to you, Nico. And I'll keep up.
And I think this is a good moment for us to go to break.
Oh, awesome. We'll see you guys here in 5 minutes.
We'll be back in 5.
Yes. What a great episode. Thanks for everyone tuning in. It's fantastic. I'm missing Marina already, but she's out doing nefarious things. Not Marina, but Jade is. Let me clear that up. Thanks for tuning in. I want to do a big shout out to all the viewers, all the fans that tune in and show up on our Instagram, on Twitch, on YouTube. I want to do a big shout out to all our partners. We got some new projects coming out. The next one is called Table of Tales. We partnered with a lot of industry big names for this one. We're super proud. There's going to be tons more information coming out soon. Some of the partners are D&D Adventure Club, who produced the modules for us. We have Eldritch Foundry, who made all. Look at Adams. Well, you can't see Alex, but he's got his Adams Family merch, who is our new official partner. We're working on club merch to be on their Etsy store. Go check them out. Go check out all of our partners. Tell them that Big Mashy sent you. Tune in for more great content every day, every week for Echoes. But we got a ton of great stuff coming out. I can't wait to share it with you all. So we'll be back here in a few minutes. I got to grab something to drink and wipe the sweat off my brow. It is getting hot in here with all these computers and lights on. I didn't take that into account when I made this new studio here. So we'll see you in a few to wrap up this amazing episode. There's so much villain lore dropping. I love it. So we'll see you in a few. All right. Welcome back.
Welcome, welcome. So, as we stopped, Valen had met an old friend, and him and Nico were being propositioned on some work.
Friend.
Yeah, great friend. And we'll continue following him. But I have like that look where I'm kind of like sizing him up, watching him, and very cautious about where he's leading us and what he's saying. Like,
Does Nico get that stranger danger feeling?
Roll insight.
I half think he might just lead us into a trap, like right around a corner, and just be like, "Empty your pockets."
How about a 12?
I'll give you the advantage because you're playing off of Valen's own anxiety,
Yeah, it's
so
not-
he's kind of keyed up a little bit. So with a 21, you absolutely get the feeling that this dude was probably almost never up to any good. At no point in his life has he been doing anything that's been up to any good. He might have, or he seems to be a devout believer in the way Xerixians work, but the fact that he's here right now out of uniform, that itself seems to have rung a few bells for Valen, which are ringing a few bells for you.
And I would have had interactions with the Empire or would have known of it, correct?
You would have known of them very distantly. They
Okay.
have almost never reached this far out to Brawl, save for very, very small expeditionary and political meetings.
There's religious groups too that definitely have outposts.
Okay. Keying on this, it's like, okay. So you say you've got work for Valen or us, judging by the way you look, I'm guessing it is not exactly of the good type of work. So
I think what my friend means is it's paying work, and which is important. I'm gonna give him like this look, like,
Well,
no,
you're
come on, Valen. I know guys like this. Dudes like this make Czar look like a good guy.
and I'm gonna be like that face, like, he's a good guy. I knew him at one point, and I'm really putting on a show, like trying to win his favor. But really realizing, putting together, like, you're here out of uniform. What happens to you out of uniform doesn't really matter. But not like saying it out loud.
well. Perhaps today I'm not up to any good, but everything I do is to lubricate the machine that is the Xerixian Navy.
That's right.
My intentions here are official, even if I am not here on official capacity. And were this to be paying work, again, I would need to clock in. And I get the feeling that none of us want that right now. So, though genuinely, Valen, I'm a little surprised you're taking this all in stride as well as you are. I
Well-
thought someone who was extricated and considered traitor would be a little more skittish around one such as I.
Well, I've fallen on hard times, and I'm looking to hopefully maybe make my name right. And then I'm gonna pull out like a piece of paper, and it's gonna be folded a very certain way, and I'm gonna unfold it, and people would know it's part of the, well, people wouldn't know, but any from the Xerixian Empire would know it's part of my Mirfold, which is a formal apology. And I'm gonna start unwrapping it and opening it, and about to show him, and I kind of like hold it up to his face, and as I do, I'm gonna look over at Nico and be like, "Nico, run!" And I'm just gonna like punch through the paper into him.
Make an attack roll.
All right.
Nico, I feel like you kind of did this.
How's a 22 sound?
22 sounds pretty good. So you go to hold up the paper, and Nico, even you notice that he seems to see this coming, but Valen still manages to catch him off guard, and he seems to be sort of jerking back just in time for Valen to still clock him across the face.
Can I cast grease underneath him?
Actually, he's going to cast something in return. You see him mutter something, and after a moment, Valen, I need you to make a willpower save. Or wisdom save, sorry. Not
I
willpower.
don't think I got that. All right. How's a 9 do?
You guys have fun.
He recoils, and you see as his hand is up, and he seems to have touched Valen on the chest. Valen, you are now paralyzed.
Oh, boy.
He leans back forward. Your punches have certainly started to hurt more. Now let me lay this out, Valen, and you don't move. I didn't want to make a scene here. But if I inform the fleet that I am here, right now, you understand that Zeleth himself will come down on your head. And he wants your head. You cannot speak, by the way, you're paralyzed. Do you even understand like, you're sending us letters, trying to set your name right. You murdered your wife. Nobody's going to forgive you, Valen. You've been excommunicated. You are no longer Xerixian. I am doing you a service in not letting anybody else know you are here right now. Now, I'm going to release this spell, and you are going to work with me till the end of the day, or until I say our business is complete. And at that point, we will part ways and have never seen each other. Understood? And he releases the spell.
As soon as he releases the spell, Nico's going to crack him across the jaw, and I'm going to use my armor, the gravity's grasp, to increase the mass of the punch.
Okay. As a reaction, as you go to do this, he pulls a device out of his hand and holds it up. You can still let the spell go through, but I will give you a chance to stop it. You see that he is holding a device and he's ready to press the button. What do you do?
It's just a lighter. Don't worry about it.
You cannot change the action you've made. This is already in action, but I will give you a chance to cease.
I'm going to smash the device out of his hand.
Roll an attack. I'll give you disadvantage because it's a specific spot. It's a called attack, basically.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right. Let me bring up the right character sheet. And this is just an unarmed attack, correct?
Valen, are you interjecting at all? And yes, it is.
I am not going to, because I still want to run away with Nico in my heart of hearts.
How about a nat 20?
That's your intelligence check, not an attack.
Oh, yeah. No, I attack with intelligence as an
that's
artifact.
right. Okay.
Oh, okay.
You how do you do this? How do you hit it?
As I said, like as after Valen punches him and he casts, like, kind of is, talking down to Valen. I already didn't quite like the guy. I will, as we're standing there, start coalescing the armor around me. It'll start with, like, the greaves up, and then right before I was going to hit him in the face, I see him pull out the device, about to hit the button, and just kind of, you almost feel gravity tug as it just moves everything in this. It's almost like the device moves towards his hand as he's going.
So you're trying to pull it towards you.
No. So I'm gonna smash the device and break it.
So
It's
okay.
just the fact
Pulling
that,
it
like,
into a
flavored
punch.
wise, it's like I was going to clock him across the jaw, clock the device, and it's more or less Nico controlling gravity, just moves the two of them, pulls it into his trajectory.
Gotcha. You fling a pseudopod forth and pull him towards you, and you destroy the device. You hear what sounds like a series of beeps that eventually go, it's sort of a beep, 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 as it falls to the ground shattered. Candius looks at you, just, you could see the vein popping on his forehead. You know, Valen, I thought you'd take this space cop thing a little more seriously, and here I was attempting to give you a bit of an insight to a scourge that is showing itself in our very, very lands. You see, I happen to know that you procured some of the Hero Maid.
That's not
You know,
true.
from that Nautilus.
That's not true. And you were wrong about one thing.
He's going to roll an insight on your it's not true. I want you to roll a deception check for me, please.
Oh, come on, man.
Well, he rolled a 4.
That's a 5. Wait, what?
Oh, he rolled a
What did he
4.
roll?
He rolled a 4.
Oh my god.
He's frustrated, so he took this at disadvantage.
And that's not true what you said.
What isn't true?
I didn't kill her. And I'm going to pull out my laser pistol and use Eldritch Blast. And like kind of yell at him. Like it's very angry because I absolutely did not kill her.
As you go to pull your weapon, Valen, might I need to remind you we are in a populated area.
I was saying that Nico as well, kind of like as he pulls his weapon, will pseudopod put it. Whoa, look. It's
Now,
not that
I
far.
am not saying you murdered your wife. I am saying that is what the Xerixian royal family believes. They believe that you killed one of the royal cousins. And they do not take that lightly.
There was a trial. There was an investigation. You know what happened.
I was busy at the time.
Everyone read it. Everyone knows. Everyone saw me forsake my name and walk the trials.
And yet still here you are with the waste basket of humanity,
That
of
place,
sentient life.
that place has got a farm. It's pretty nice. Bigger than any place back home.
Can we be about this business, or are you going to walk away?
Continue.
Thank you. He turns and continues to walk. I imagine you have questions.
A lot of questions I don't think you're going to answer here. The most pressing one is why that ship's on the horizon, and if it's really here for me or you're just trying to gaslight me here.
Well, you can believe what you decide to believe. But I can tell you that that is a scout ship. They're laying the battle plans. They are going to decide what happens tomorrow. But from what I saw, we don't actually have that many ships up there. I get the feeling that in recent years the Xerixian Navy's been pulled quite thin.
And you
It's not exactly lucrative.
and you want to position yourself to bring it back to full force?
I have positioned myself to retire comfortably.
And a quiet, nameless elf doing your dirty work seems real helpful for your narrative.
Quite. But also, I have no interest in dealing with this riffraff until I absolutely
What's
have
the
to.
job?
I'm glad you asked. You're going to collect money. You can see that he's leading you towards the industrial district, where most of the warehouses are, where a lot of the working projects are happening. He walks you down to a secluded corner where the warehouse is just like, you only see a couple people coming and going. It's down on a corner. And you can see what looks to be a mid-size shed of sorts. You see, in my great generosity, I've helped many refugees find their way onto the Rock of Brawl. Now, not of course out of my own goodwill, they are working for me. All I want you to do is I want you to go in there, and I want you to get them the money that they owe me.
I can go in there and get that money.
How much do they owe you?
Figure it out.
It's generally not about the amount at this point, Nico. It's about sending a message.
Quite. You do understand how things work.
I don't forget the Xerxian ways. I know what the game is. And
maybe your blood does run gold.
And I'm gonna kind of like pull out my pistol and check it, put it back, and then the Xerxian reach isn't as far as you might believe. I actually tend to think people make its way out here more than we were led to believe. And then I'm gonna kind of tap the book in my breast pocket and not really say anything and kind of head inside.
Does he? Do you have the book pulled out far enough that he can visibly see the title?
No.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you've picked up a new hobby. Now go get me my money.
And I'll enter the building. What kind of building? What was it?
It's like a large shed, a small warehouse.
And
In fact, I'm going to take us over to the map right now.
I'm still not convinced this isn't a trap. Still, even though he could have taken me multiple times. And I'll kind of like creep the door open and look inside.
The door's locked.
I will kind of check the door and see that it's locked, and just knock on it and see if anyone
Nico?
answers.
You were going to say something, Nico?
Yeah. Glenn, you're really going, what? You're going in there.
We are going in there. I'm not.
Not
Wait.
I.
Yeah,
Us.
you and me.
Wait, why are we going in there?
Uh,
And as I kind of like disappointed, like, all right, I will fully coalesce the armor, and it's a much darker shade. Doing so, I will also cast warding bond on Valen.
And then
Okay.
I'll knock on the door and wait for an answer.
So Valen, you have +1 for the next hour. You have +1 AC.
Nice.
And when you take damage, I take the damage, the same amount of damage.
All right.
All right. You should have access to your tokens there, just in case.
And yep, I'm just knocking on the door.
All right. At this moment, we're going to skip back to Tin Man real quick.
Ooh.
Or not real quick. We're going to skip back to Tin Man, catch up with him.
Hi, Tin Man. Back to us.
What's up, Tin Man? How you doing, buddy? Anyway, so Tin Man,
I'm sitting here like in the middle of a bar fight. Dude's got me pinned by the collar. He's got like a broken off bottle over my head. I'm doing good. Don't worry about me.
So Tin Man, with a 17 and a 3 in athletics, and then a natural 20 in acrobatics, you're pushed around a little bit and asked to do things here and there, and you manage to make your way closer and closer to the barn. You're asked to do more and more menial labor and small things like go fetch a pail, go get a rake, stuff like that. And you manage to make it, you lean into the more comedic tones of the auto gnomes. For those that are unaware, in this setting, auto gnomes are not sentient. Tin Man and Mr. Blip are very unique individuals. So you manage to play off that comedic side of things. You've learned to lean into being the butt of the joke, into the minor humiliation ritual that it is to play the role of an auto gnome. But you manage to sort of fall down into a patch of hay, and everybody seems to disregard you after that moment, finding yourself just sort of laying there. I'll let you feel the way you feel about it.
Yeah, so definitely nothing new for the Tin Man. He's played up this role once before, and he's played it up plenty of times more. So kind of allow the circumstances. I get hit by a piece of lumber someone's carrying. I fall over and oops, seems like he's broken for a moment. So I wait for them to kind of pass along and wait until there's sort of a lull around me before I kind of pick my head back up and make sure there's no one around before getting up and dusting myself off.
Like R2D2 in the sand dunes.
Yeah. All right, you are in the barn. You were sort of half pushed over and half tossed into a bale of hay that's sort of laid out on the ground below you, cushioning your fall. The farmhands here seem to have gone about their business, leaving you pretty much entirely alone inside the barn.
I'm going to go ahead and make my way up to the top, see if I can find a window, or even worst case scenario, a vent for ventilation, and see if I can play around with drawing lines of sight to the grandstands across the bridge.
Okay. So one end of the barn, so the barn itself is about what a normal building would be, about 4 stories. It is split into 3 stories, where the first story is about 2 stories tall. So there is a ladder that leads up to the second ledge that goes around the edge of it, and then another one that goes up to the very top, which is the loft of the area. It's not very well often used, and you can see on the middle layer that this is where they keep the flying animals, the chickens and stuff like that, that can go up there to roost when they need to. Aside from that, the lower area isn't even it doesn't look to be used to hold cows or anything like that, or any sort of livestock. It just seems to be a shed that is carrying the necessary tools of farm life. So it doesn't look like anybody stays here or lives here. It seems to be pretty clear, and you get the feeling that if nobody's working, nobody will be in this barn. Getting up to the top, you do see on the flat face of the barn, there is a few vents up at the very top, a set of windows on the middle layer, and then nothing on the bottom layer that face the bridge. Both the windows and the vents give you a clear sight line, but the vents are a bit smaller and offer a slight bit more stability to rest your rifle. They're also wedged a little further back in a corner, so you would be able to hide there a little better. That said, getting away from the windows would be a lot easier. So it's how quickly you want to get out of there that you need to determine.
I'm going to find myself a nice comfortable spot up by the vents. I'm going to maximize the guarantee of the shot over my own ability to retreat. seems more important to me. I'm going to look around, do a couple of test practice, blank shots to kind of get a feel for, okay, no, okay, yeah, okay. And once I feel good and comfortable, and I've kind of like really kind of felt the wind in the area and just committed the entire ordeal to memory, I'm going to find a nice sequestered away spot on this same floor within 15, 20 feet. If there's any barrels or any chests, or even if it's underneath like a feed trough that doesn't look like it's been touched in a while, and I am going to stash my gun there.
Okay. So you are putting down Stargrazer.
Yes.
Okay. You feel a moment or a surge of anxiety from the firearm on your hip as you set down and make it clear that you're leaving the Stargrazer. But the feeling passes quickly. What are you doing from here?
I'm going to kind of tap the butt of the weapon on my belt. I know, girl, I know. But I'm already going to have a hard enough time keeping you on my belt. I get the feeling this whole place is going to become locked down from head to toe come tomorrow. All right. Let's go back and play clown some more. I'm going to go jump my way down and then start slowly workering my way out.
Okay. All right. Since you are you attempting to sell it, or are you just trying to get out of there?
Just trying to get out of there.
Okay.
Well,
so sort of
I'm going to continue selling it. Because there's a very good chance I'm going to be back on this same property tomorrow, and I don't need anyone questioning why this auto gnome is or isn't here. As far as they're concerned, I'm one of the staff.
Okay. Make a couple of performance checks for me. I'll give you advantage because the workers here seem to have already grown accustomed to you. So I'll have you roll two performance checks, both with advantage.
Oh,
11.
Performance.
And an 18. Okay. All right. So as you work your way back out, you notice a couple of the farmers. They seem to have worked their way out into the fields by now. But a couple of the ones that come back for break or to pick up some more tools sort of point and jeer, but otherwise leave you alone. They see you, hefting this, moving that, and generally literally working your way towards the exit. Nobody seems to pay you any extra mind. You, from as far as you're aware, you've managed to make it out without any extra eyes. You feel quite proud of the performance you put on.
This is how he does it. This is the Tin Man in his element.
This is how he do. All right. Not Tin Man, sorry. Nico and Valen. You knock on the door, Valen. You hear a series of footsteps stumble up to the door, and the door opens a crack. It opens outwards, so towards you. You see a ragged face of a human man with a scraggly beard, and he's sort of balding with sort of white streaks through dark red hair. What do you want?
Merger day taxes. There's going to be a parade here tomorrow, and the price has gone up. I need to go door to door and collect some money.
We already have a landlord.
Yeah, this isn't about landlord. This is about paying taxes.
I just work here.
Can I speak to the owner, please?
He looks up and looks down at the street, and he sees Candaeus. He's standing behind you. Oh, you're here for him. I see.
And
Come in.
I will make my way in, and once me and Nico get in, I'm gonna close the door. And
All right. The first thing you notice as you enter this room is a pervasively sickly sweet scent. It is a pervasive musty smell, almost like something both decaying but also fruity. And the second thing you notice is the entire ground seems to be worn away from a considerable amount of movement. Like the floorboards themselves are worn down, like as close to wood can get threadbare. And the last thing you notice is a warforged that is just sort of laid like waist high on the table, half bent backwards, just laying on the table, completely immovable. Give me a second. So you're speaking to Dylan.
Your boss says you owe some money. And I'm
Yes.
a
Yes.
little confused by what's going on here, nor do I really need to know what's going on. But I need to get this money, and I don't want any problems.
You working for him then?
No. You owe money. You gotta
Yes.
pay him.
But you're here with him, so you're working for him.
Aren't you working for him? What's going on around here, anyways? I know I said I wasn't gonna ask, but
What is it with no questions?
I'm
Answer
beginning
any
to
questions.
question that right now, Nico.
You're working with him, and he hasn't told you.
No, he
I guess
told
that's
me
how your
everything,
type
but I
works.
don't know if he told you everything. So why don't you tell me what you know, so I know not to tell you everything.
Wait. What?
Your money is over on the table. Just please leave us alone.
Can you throw yourself through that window?
What window? Oh,
Sorry. I think he needs me to send a message here. Now, I really don't want to send it, and I'm not going to, but I need him to think I sent this message here. So I need you to. He's not going to believe
Okay.
it. You work
On
for him.
on that, I will cast level 1 magnify gravity in the corner and just literally like crush all the barrels and everything into a point.
okay. What's the save on that?
It
You're
is
screwed.
a con save.
Okay.
Oh my
Make a couple of
Oh.
Constitution saves.
Oh
What's the save?
God, Nico.
15,
Okay. And what's the area of effect?
10 feet.
Okay. You said it was centered on the barrels, correct?
Yeah, like basically trying to pull the barrels down here. So not trying to get that far back, but
Okay. As they realize that you're looking their way, you see two individuals sort of leap out from behind the barrels. The man in front of you takes a step back in shock. You see as the barrels sort of come together and are crushed into a small singularity, and then I got to think of how to do this. I need everybody to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
You too, Tin Man. That's how big this is.
Yeah.
I just see a massive explosion on the sunset.
Ooh, I hit a 2.
16.
Okay. The barrels crush, and you notice as a goopy substance seems to resist your gravitation. So the barrels themselves move in, but as the wood itself compresses, this ooze seems to seep out of the wood as the wood continues to compress. After a moment, the wood compresses into the center and then is just left floating as this entire blob just falls to the ground and on the ground. The ground.
If you need to know damage, it's 2d8 damage.
Yeah, go ahead and roll that really quick.
Yeah. 6.
Okay. And Nico, you notice this before Valen does. Valen's a little focused on the man in front of him, but the ooze seems to coalesce your energy and then fire it back at you. Now, what are the effects of this ability?
All right. On a failed save, a creature takes 2d8 force damage, and its speed is halved until the end of the next turn. On a successful stage, it takes half as much damage. Until the start of your next turn, an object that isn't being worn or carried in the spheres requires a successful strength check to pick it up, and then basically anything is stuck on the ground. It sucks everything to the ground. Okay.
Keep that in mind, Valen, because you are now under the effect of his Magnify Gravity spell. It's as this effect goes.
Well, it's only
out,
10. Okay. It's because it's. Oh, that's right. Yeah, you fired it back. Sorry.
Yes. You notice the man steps backwards in shock as these spells literally zoom past him, a hair's breadth away, and he turns and yells at the Warforged. Where is it here? Where did it go? Okay. He starts yelling something about Tarkai 10. And he sort of leans up and starts beating on the chest. Tarkai 10, you need to help us. And you watch as the Warforged starts to bring itself to full height. Oh. It is a large creature, but what stands out here is that it is it's etched to be a humanoid form, almost like a very muscular, masculine figure, like sort of like the chess pieces Roman in Hollywood Romans wore. Like the chest is made to look like sculpted muscle, and that is effective on every plate of the body. It stands up, but what you notice is that from the shoulders down to the center chest seems to have been melted away, and a much smaller auto-gnome head has been fused in here. Now, Tin Man, you're not there, but Nico, you recall a memory of Tin Man talking about Tarkai 10. Tarkai 10 used to be a bounty hunter, one that Tin Man himself killed. Uh-oh. You recall this being a very intense story where Tin Man was unaware what he was up against and was made to wade deep into a mining asteroid that was confirmed full of lethal gas. Tarkai 10 had no idea who or what Tin Man actually was. He just saw the bounty and wanted to take him out. What worked against him, however, is that the gas had floated up, and Tin Man is very short. So when Tin Man realized what was going on, he lit the fire and melted Tarkai 10 from the neck up, killing him. So somehow this individual is standing up and bearing down on you. I'd like you all to roll initiative, please.
Oh, boy.
Hold on, let me get
Come on, boys.
Tracker up.
17.
Valen, why?
Me?
You!
Wait a minute. You out of character. I was trying to have him fake rough himself up. Oh, that's so funny.
I mean, so yeah, rather than actually have him harm himself, I think they decided let's break some stuff.
As I see him come to life and I see how fast this got out of control, I'm going to say, no, Tarkai 10, you don't need to wake up. Wait 1 second. Everyone just relax a little bit. And
Roll a persuasion check.
And it better be the best one of your life.
okay.
13.
He rolled a 14 on insight.
Oh.
He listens for half a second, and as if he wants to believe you, and then turns and ducks behind the table as Tarkai 10 steps forward.
Okay. And I'm going to... Oh. You're up first, buddy.
Yeah, it's your turn, Nico.
The doors you closed. Did you open the door?
I closed.
He closed the door behind him.
Okay.
He specified that as he stepped in. Y'all move.
Nico, if it makes you feel any better, these are not necessarily good guys. Think about who they're working for.
Your move.
Yeah.
Hurry up and play another card.
What is your move, Nico?
I am going to step forward, pull the lance and the shield out, and just like put the lance down into the ground. The helix comes up and the two prongs come out. It's like, I'll say, you are dead.
Are you pointing at Tarkai 10?
Yep. It's like, you are not who you say you are. 'Cause that was one of my favorite stories. Now, I suggest back yourself up and we walk out and we call it a day. Or we can really do this. It's your call.
I will let you make either a persuasion or an intimidation check, whichever you prefer.
You know what? Let's go intimidation.
Let's go.
13. Okay. It stops for a moment, and you see on its autonome face, which is not the face of Tarkai 10, there is a moment of confusion. It seems to be moving slowly as it tries to process what you're saying. I, Tarkai 10.
No. Tarkai 10 died in the mines. This here going on, that used to be Tarkai 10. I don't know who you are.
You heard of Tarkai 10. You know my name.
Yeah. I know you tried to kill a friend of mine. And well, he won.
You are friends with the Tin Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you have heard, he told my story.
Yeah, it was like, dude, it was one of the coolest stories ever. You guys were in the mine, there was that gas, and dude,
Tin Man. And I'm gonna like, Tin Man, quiet. He doesn't want to hear it. He's not your friend. And I like whisper to him like, Tin Man, quiet. He doesn't want to hear it. He's not your friend. Like under my breath.
I completely, as you see, like, I go on with the story. I tell it just like Tin Man told it to me.
Nico.
He listens and slowly parses. You can hear the individuals, the refugees here that are just sort of watching in awe as you speak. One of them mutters, very much like Valen, like, he's not your friend, kill him. But after a moment, Tarkai 10 looks up at you. The Tin Man told my story.
I heard it. It's great. So,
I want you,
so tough.
Nico.
Nico just 100% side eyes him like, what?
Valen, one last persuasion check at advantage because Nico is assisting with this, with his talking about the story.
All right. 18. And I'll like tear up as I take off my glasses. I'm like, it's one of my favorite stories too.
If a plasmoid with no face could raise his eyebrows, Nico is just side-eyed and raised his eyebrows at Valen so hard.
All I wanted was to be known.
You're known.
Thank you.
And then I'll pull out this book and I'll be like, this book's actually written about you. And I'll put it back.
It's as you're saying that, he's already seemed to have moved on to something else. He reaches back and you hear the crunching of metal as he grabs something. And as he sort of jerks his hand out, the light in his eyes go out.
Ooh.
What?
I feel
No.
very uncomfortable about what we just did to this guy. But we can talk about this later.
What do you do?
And I'm going to make a beeline to the desk and try to get the money. I'm going to like open it up and I don't know if it's locked or not, but I'm opening it hard enough to break it.
You did cut out a bit there, but I understand what you mean. I understand what you mean.
Okay, sorry.
As you grab the bag off of the table, it has the heft of silver. And as you open it, it has the look of silver. And if it looks like silver and feels like silver, it's probably silver.
And I'm going to pick it up and be like, Nico, let's go. And I'm going to just I'm not going to talk to the dude. I got the money and I may have just witnessed a friend convince another friend to do the big one in. So I'm feeling real conflicted and I don't want to really talk about it too much, but that was heavy. And I'll make my way out the door, like no words needed, like open it and close it. Like,
Nico's like, Valen, what do you do? How does this work?
I don't know. This isn't work. I don't do this. This isn't my thing. I'm not
But we did do what?
No,
Man, I'm so confused.
First of all, let's get our story straight. You did a lot of things in there. I wanted I just wanted to speak to him, okay? So,
You did a lot of things we're both going to regret.
okay, I don't know what that story was, and at some point I got to hear it, but it's got to be so touching. He pulled his own power cord.
Dude, it is literally, when we see Tin Man, it is one of his best stories. He'll tell you word for word.
Okay.
I love what a little ADHD child Nico is. He's all like completely flabbergasted. Oh yeah, that story. Let me tell you it.
We will.
As you're debating, you hear the whirring of servos begin to move again. And a continuing crunch of metal as you watch as Tarkai 10's body seems to extricate this extra head off. He sets it on the table and turns, and without being able to see, walks through the wall.
I hope this man comes back. I hope this man comes back another day.
And I'm gonna like look around and look for my contact, and his name slipped my mind again. I haven't really said it yet.
You don't need to look around for him much as he rushes up to the door. What in zealous name was that?
Your work.
Good job, I guess. Did you get the money?
And I'll hand it out and like give it to him. And
Perfect.
I'll be in town for the next week or so. So if you need any help with anything else, I got some stuff I got to take care of now, though.
Valen, if I may let you in on a piece of advice, I don't believe Rocket Brawl will be here tomorrow evening. Not as we know it.
But my work for the next week, it's very important to me.
Stay if you like.
Yeah,
You're putting
it's-
yourself at risk.
It's terrible news.
But anyway, you've done what I asked. You have a wonderful time. Ta-ta.
And I'll go do him like the Xerixian handshake, which is like the one where you give like on the forearms. But I'm gonna like really hold it tight and like try to arm wrestle him a little bit.
He will meet it. Make a strength check.
Let's go. Boom.
While he's doing this, can I try to use my pseudopod to lift the coin?
That was
Yeah, make a sleight of hand. Wait, is that still a thing? Yeah, it is.
Yeah. When you play more than one system.
Yeah.
I
Go ahead.
considering the fact that he's trying to arm wrestle Valen, can I have advantage?
I'm going to give you advantage. So Valen, with a 20 strength save, he meets it, but you see, like, as he does so, he's a little surprised that you offered something like this out in the open. And he sort of, in order to keep up the facade, he reaches out to meet it. He wasn't ready for the strength you're putting into it. And you see him, like, try to meet it, doesn't quite meet your strength, excuse me, and visibly winces when you grip onto his wrist. He is completely unaware that you take the coins from him. You now have an additional 50 silver.
I don't like stealing, but I would love to steal from this man as often.
As far as you're aware, that never happened.
Yeah. Oh.
It was a very, very good sleight of hand. So,
And I'll just let him know. I'll see you tomorrow then, huh?
if we're lucky, we won't see each other ever again.
It'd be nice.
Indeed. Goodbye, Valen. And he pulls his hand out of yours and turns and walks away.
And I'll watch him walk away before I turn to Nico and make sure he walks away and I see what direction he goes. And I'm going to turn to Nico and I'm going to say, tell me about these bombs and what the plan is.
Nico, you're muted.
You're muted.
That actually sounds like a perfect sail-off point.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, I'll let you say your piece.
I'll look at Valen and be like, nah, I don't think I'll tell you. But here, you can have this. And I'll just like flip the bag over and just continue walking off. So, Valen, you can add 50 silver to your inventory.
Nice.
As the two of you walk away from this harrowing and surprisingly dark but turned around moment, you fade into the crowd onto your next steps, and we will call it for the night.
Nice. Awesome. What an episode. Oh my gosh. I was not expecting that one bit. Holy cow. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Thank you so much. Mark, take us away, buddy.
Yes, so thank you everybody for being here. Thanks for watching. I know this was a bit of a slower episode where we're sort of getting into the big stuff and have a few things to touch on, important things like some of Valen's known backstory. But yeah, we're going to be moving into the big stuff once we have the whole group back. We've got a big deal coming up. But yeah, so thanks so much for everyone being here. Have a wonderful evening. Don't forget to wash your dice. We'll see you in 2 weeks, and specifically